Welcome to Keeping It Real with Melissa, all about love, relationship matters, and life experiences. Last time with Daniel Ado, we had talked about what men need from women. Today, we're going to be looking at what women need from men. And here with me on this segment is Sam Jaja. Thank you. So, with what Daniel had told us, he mentioned quite a few interesting things. Let's hear what Peace have to say on behalf of the women. Welcome to the show, Peace.
Thank you.
Please, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Sam Jaja. I'm a Nigerian boys' school in Ghana. And I've known Madlina for so many years now. So she's like a family member.
How has the relationship been with me?
It's very nice and cool. At least we don't fight. So
that's really interesting. So based on the topic, what do women need from men? That's very, very, very interesting, and I'm sure the gents are already taking the front rows of the seats and they are ready to hear from a woman's side of view. What do you think women need from men?
What I would say, compared to this generation of women, girls, what they look out for when they see a man is actually the money. So you are not lying, gentlemen, you are not lying when you say what a woman wants from you is money, because that's what they look for.
Do you also look out for that yourself?
Me, I don't look out for that. Me, what I look out for is a man who has love and respect for me and is willing to compromise in some cases for me. So if you love me and you respect my decisions, like when it comes to a decision, you don't have to be like you are the boss, so whatever you say happens. I also have my own ideas, I have my own vision, so you have to love and respect that. Yeah, this is my vision. Of course, money is also needed.
So what you're saying is, generally speaking, to the generation of women we have in this century, most of them want money from men.
Yes, they want a man who has money. Not that they want as like your money. They actually want a man who has money, who can be able to provide for them when they don't have, or able to take them out.
Can you please explain that broadly? Because I'm kind of like confused right now when you say they don't want the man's money, and at the same time you're like they actually want a man who has money but not the man's money. Like,
yes,
can you make that clear?
A man who has, when I mean that she wants a man who has money, I mean like you have money and you are, I was like, I don't have to worry about, in case I don't have to worry about we not having enough money to spend, or we not having enough money to go out or buy things. But when you say,
so it's about spending.
Yes, because if we are together, the man doesn't have money and I'm always spending, the man might have like some kind of inferiority, or we are not able to buy
that's what I'm looking at. You're talking about spending. How about investment? How about savings?
I'm not saying like, but obviously you have to spend the money. No matter how much you invest, it's actually for you to come back and for you to spend the money. Even if you are reinvesting, you keep some for spending. So I'm saying, if a man doesn't have money and I'm always spending,
that looks like you're after the man's money, not him.
But if I'm
trying to get clarification,
what I'm trying to say is that the money you are saying investing, saving, but after all the savings, it gets to a point where you need money, because I'm spending my money for the man, and there are cases where even people that are working, they don't have that luxury for always having money to spend and I don't have at that time. He should be able to provide for me at that time where I don't have, where I'm lacking.
So it's about him providing for you.
Yes. Not like every time, like today I need money, tomorrow I need money, next time I need money. It just always, 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 always. And it's as if you, as a woman, maybe you're even working or you have parents who are spending on you and you're always asking. That means that's where you actually need the man's money. But when you need a man that he can provide for you, but not like every time, maybe let's say like once in like 3 months, maybe that time you are broke, no money, you are there, you are hungry, nobody to send money for you, nowhere for you to get money from. But if a man doesn't have money, that means we both are just staying there, we are hungry, nothing is happening, nothing is coming from anywhere.
You know, this thing you're saying is really like, is drowning my head. I'm trying to like wrap my head to understand it, because I'm sure most of the listeners right now are trying to like get an understanding too. Now you're talking about you not having. I want to ask, what happens when the man doesn't have to?
He can ask.
He can ask.
Yes. But the
Ask
thing is
from
that
who? From you?
the lady. Because the thing is that men, they have this pride, like how can they ask a woman for money when they don't have?
So you're saying that he can ask you for money?
Yes.
And you give it?
Obviously, it's something that I've seen through. He doesn't have, I give. I don't have, he gave. It's a two-way thing.
Okay.
And also, it's also these days, people that don't have money, what are you still doing here? Because everything you need now, you need money for it. Because right now, things are getting hella expensive. Like, they are just so expensive right now. Things that you could buy before in Nigeria, you could buy for like 10 naira. Right now, they are going to 15 naira. So if you are not making money, if you are not doing anything, how can you be able to provide for yourself? Talk more of another person adding to you.
Okay.
So a man, you have to be able to provide for yourself before you can add someone else. Because if you are saying, okay, you want to date someone, you should be able to provide sometimes for that person. I'm not saying like every time, but before that, you have to say, okay, I'm self-sufficient, I can provide for myself,
Yeah.
and have more to say I want to provide for someone. Because you can't say I can provide for myself and at the end of the day I can't also provide for another person. So why should I bring another person inside where I can't even provide, where I'm just like, let's say for example,
Managing from hand to mouth.
Managing from hand to mouth. For example, I have just maybe 1,000 a week or so, 1,000 naira a week or so to use, and that's what can get me through that week. And I'm not getting any this thing anywhere money is coming from again. So if I'm to bring someone and say, okay, my girlfriend, as a man, I'll say, okay, I'm bringing my girlfriend, we are going to stay together, or I'm going to marry a wife. How can you marry a wife? How can you provide for you and her? So you have to be self-sufficient and have more to say you want to provide for you and someone. So that's
else.
why they said, when I said you have money, I mean that you have to have money to provide for yourself, and also think about the next person you're going to bring and say you want to
Date or marry.
or marry the girl. You have to provide for her too.
Does it also imply to the ladies too? You have to be self-sufficient and have enough
Yes,
to provide
ladies,
for someone else too.
You have to be self-sufficient and have more money, because there are some times where the man can be going through some financial problem. So you can support him. I'm not saying that you have to give him all your money, because men, they have pride and they don't want the lady to be spending money on them. They feel like, how can
What of the man
woman-
who leaves his pride and asks you for all your money?
all your money?
Yes.
That means you know that If a man is always asking you for money,
I didn't say always. He asks you for all your money at that point in time. Probably what you earn as salary for a day. Looking at it in cities, or should we use naira? You're earning about 500,000 naira in a month, and your husband got into some financial crisis. So your man gets into some financial crisis, and he needs that 500,000 naira. Exactly the amount, and that's what you've earned for the month.
Yeah, that's if he has some financial problem, and that's what he needs to solve the financial problem, it's okay to give him, because other months he has been giving you have been able to save some money. That's why when you get, like, let's say 500,000 naira, you don't just use all of them for that month. You have to have some extra you have to keep aside for in case there are some unforeseen activities before that month and you need money for it.
Okay.
So there always has to be money kept or saved. So you don't have to always depend on maybe at the end of the month. So if the end of the month gets there and they don't pay you exactly that month end, so what's going to happen?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. As a woman, you have to be self-sufficient and have enough to, because there are some times where the man can have some problems. The man can have some issues with his work. So before you get married or engaged with a man or a woman, you have to get to know the person. So these days, what we are all praying is that we won't get married to someone who has been deceiving us or who has been pretending to be what they are or what they are not.
So how about this century girls who men have been saying over and over often that the ladies of the century, what they want, what they are out for, what they're looking for, what the woman wants, what the woman needs is money. It's money, money, money. In fact, it has been like a song.
Because right now,
Shop
that's
my
what
money.
they are showing. That's what most ladies, that's why I said in this century, what they are going out for is money. Because they want the iPhones, they need money. And obviously, they won't most of them won't meet their parents. Because they know their parents can't give them money for that iPhone and still have enough money to spend for maybe their clothing.
But not every lady is of that category.
Yes.
Because what
That's
you're saying right now is more like looking at the students.
I said most.
What happens to the matured lady? Most ladies are matured.
But
the matured
it's
ladies
not
are more
just-
than the
it's
young
not-
girls.
But it's not all matured ladies. There are some that has gone out of school.
I'm saying that you're okay. Let me put it this way: you're looking at girls in school.
That's why I said
When you bring in parents, it's more like you're looking at girls in school.
It's not all girls in school. There are some people that are actually out from school, but they actually depend on their parents. Ladies, they actually depend on their parents. Like, I know someone, she has finished school, like, for how many years, but she still depends on her parents. Her parents still send her money, pay for her house rent, also pay for feeding money for her. But she works, but it's not like a company where she works. She works for herself, so most times she doesn't have outcome from what she's doing. Yeah, so I think there are some people like that.
Okay.
That are here. Like, most times in Ghana, we see a lot of women. They are done with schools, but they are just there. They are in their houses or they are staying with someone, but they can't provide for themselves, so they have to follow men that
so
have
we'll be
money.
right back. We'll be right back.